10 minutes ago I brought my old jointer back to life, but didn't manage to get the thickness planer unit into operation. The mechanical parts didn't move. I treated the bearings with WD-40 and waited. At last I gave the planer some oil, because WD-40 is no permanent lubricant. I thought I should use oil from the oil can that I had found beside the planer years ago. Maybe he likes this best. Yes, obviously this has done the trick. The handle moves some bevel gears that make a horizontal shaft turn. 2 sets of bevel gears on this shaft move 2 threaded rods, so the lower table of the thickness planer can be adjusted. The threaded rod only needed some cleaning and lubrication, then the table could be lowered completely. Maximum thickness of timbers is 17.5 centimeters. With the table in its lowest position, I inspected the feed mechanism and the anti-kickback fingers. Obviously, this safety measurement was a later addition. Directly under the infeed and outfeed rollers are complementary rollers to support the workpiece. They were stuck too, but I was able to get them loose by pressing hard with my fingers. To cut down friction on the table, I tried to remove the rust as good as possible. Now to the gears that drive the feed mechanism. The infeed roller is rippled for a better grip on the workpiece. Both upper rollers are pressed down by heavy counterweights. A small gear between the 2 bigger ones makes the feed rollers turn in the same direction. The workpiece goes from right to left here. The gear on the right is driven by a gear set that reduces the speed. The motor turns with 1000 RPM and the infeed roller with about 50 RPM. From the 2 original pulleys, I will only need the right one. The left pulley was an idle pulley that served for switching the machine on by pushing the flat belt to the right pulley. That was necessary when there was only one motor, but I decided to have 2 motors. Their ratio of mechanical power was difficult to work out. After some calculations and a bit of guesswork, I chose a 4 kilowatt motor for the cutter head and a 1.5 kilowatt motor for the feed mechanism. The total of 5.5 kilowatts equals the old motor. Then there was a lot of electrical work to do. I needed 2 separate switches. For the bigger motor, I reused an old delta Y switch. The position of the switches behind the shaft of the table lifting mechanism isn't ideal, but the best solution under the given circumstances. The mounting of the motor became a bit complicated because I had forgotten to make keyholes or something like that in the metal base. I didn't want to drill holes now freehand in the 10mm thick steel, so I lifted the whole machine and put in the screws from underneath. Now for the first time, power on. That's good. Now the cutter head. Seems to be okay too. So let's pick a piece of wood and run it through the planer. Now that my jointer and thickness planer repair was successful, I'm more inclined to look after another old machine that I have, this big router. We will see.